Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the American Tier 9 Premium Heavy Tank, the Cobra T54. Now this tank is, well, this tank is pretty damn OP. I really do think this tank is OP. It's absolutely crazy because it's really quick when you use the turbo mode. It's got really good gun. It's got really good DPM. It's got good clip potential. Its armor's not the best because it is the Tier 8 T54 E2 or Sergeant Slaughter hull and turret. So naturally it's Tier 8 heavy tank armor at Tier 9, but it's enough to ricochet the odd shot here and there and, you know, just give you a little bit of leeway. It's not like it's absolute paper. And the damage potential of this tank is just absolutely insane, as you see us nearly absolutely delete a poor little Tier 7 heavy. And it's pretty capable of some massive games. And you're going to see two big games in this video. And actually the second game is probably, I think, my biggest game of this year. In World War II. I think it's actually my biggest game of this year. This tank is nuts. Especially when, obviously, like, I think both replays are against Tier 9s, especially against Tier 9s and below, because, you know, how the Sergeant Slaughter is basically OP in itself. It's one of the best performing Tier 8s in the game. And then they took it, put it at Tier 9, and it basically went on steroids. And so, if you get it in a Tier 9 game where there's a lot of Tier 7s and a lot of Tier 8s, well, naturally, you're just a Tier 8 heavy that's up-tiered to be a Tier 9, and then you just absolutely crap all over them. But it's one of those things because even though it's a Tier 8 up tier to Tier 9, obviously all the stats and stuff changed to make it a Tier 9 rather than a Tier 8. Even against Tier 10s and Tier 9s, just because of how fast the damage output is, it is really dirty. This 4-shot 360 alpha clip is absolutely lovely. Like I say, this is why I prefer this over something like the TL7, because, well, the gun's just accurate. It hits most of its shots, which is beautiful. And it just racks up damage really goddamn quickly. So in terms of a crew on this tank, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Track Mechanic, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, Off-Road Driving. Off-Road Driving to make sure that it can hit its top speed in the turbo mode and outside of it. All the gun perks to make the gun just as good as possible because it is a heavy tank. And then, yeah, just the general other perks that you generally take most of the time anyway. In terms of equipment, I run the optics for V-range, vert stabs to make the gun better, and either the powertrain or the traction system. Traction system I like to take to make the track traverse better. I take it purely for the 10% better track traverse, but engine power is always a little bit nicer to boost as well with the powertrain. It's up to you. This first replay is with the engine power, the powertrain. The second replay was the traction system. So yeah, this game so far, we've managed to absolutely destroy the enemy team. We've done 5k damage with 5 kills, and it's less than 3 minutes so far. We've gone on a Madden, and that's because this tank, like I say, the damage potential of this tank is just nutty. It puts out damage so quickly. I mean, 240 pen on the standard round, when your top tier especially is going to pen everything you're going to face, which is nice. If you get to tier 10s, then you just load the premium, and you've got 275 pen, which again, unless you're facing the Type 5 heavy, is going to delete everything as well. So we're going after this IS, because he just trundles across the open, and then we've got 3 shots left, so we go for the drive wheel straight away, the 87, pin him in place, and we shut him down to get the top gun. Now there's 2 enemy tanks left, and I'm looking at this going, I could possibly get a Radley's here, but I need to go delete people. So what we're going to do is go straight after this IS, because the IS is the easy target. He's the one that's going to be easy to kill, and I'm hopefully going to reload before that. I ended up ramming him to try and make him a 1-shot, because I was hoping to hold on to at least 3 shots, but it doesn't quite happen. But thankfully someone else shoots him, and that puts him down to a 1-shot. Now we're against the Tortoise, which might be a little bit awkward with its cupola, because the cupola can bounce the odd shot here and there. But we get 1 into its side, 2 into its side, and then it's like, just the cupola, it's like, please don't bounce on me. And thankfully, it goes through. So we finish with the 8 kills, the 7.3k damage, and a bit of assistance. And a really great game for the Cobra T54. From finished with a victory, 8 kills, let's say, 2.1k base XP. The Devastator, High Caliber, Top Gun, Radley Walters, the Ace Tanker, Radley Walters for 8 kills. Yeah, really nice game for the Cobra T54. Like I say, really good matchmaking, but these are the kinds of matchmaking where this tank will absolutely destroy everything. I mean, a lot of Tier 9s will do well in matchmaking like these 2 games, right? But the thing is, this tank will do so much better than all of them, just because of the damage. I mean, you take this compared to a T54 E1, this thing will crap all over it, because while the T54 E1 just got that pen buff, right, and it got some other slight buffs here and there, it doesn't have the damage output that this thing has. That has a 4-shot 1600 clip, right, but it doesn't have that good of mobility like this tank does. It has armour that's comparable, to be fair, because it's the type of armour, again, that isn't good, but it can bounce here and there, which can be nice. But it's like, what, 33 seconds to reload its clip, whereas this is 20, 21, something like that when you boost with food. So, and the gun is far more accurate on this tank as well. Is what it is. So we're on the second replay, and this replay is one of the highest games, or one of the best games I've had in terms of the raw numbers this year. It just happened out of the blue. It was like, oh, God, okay, sure. We've started the game with 1,400 in the clip, 544 assistance. We've pushed into a very aggressive position, because I like this position, because you can spot everyone as they make that cross. If you've got enough shooters, you can get good assistance as well. But this 257 clearly doesn't like what I've been doing, and he is coming straight after me. And I was thinking maybe someone could get a shot at him, but actually no one's in a position to be able to do it. So we just make sure that we get all of our shells in, switch to the turbo mode, because we're going to need to get the hell out of dodge, and then we get ourselves moving. Because we put the turbo mode on, that means we can instantly get up to a really good speed. I mean, if we were outside of the turbo mode, we'd struggle to even hit our top speed there. And we managed to get out, even though he damages our engine. And now that we are nearly reloaded, it's like, right, okay, let's get back into the normal mode. It's not the travel mode, because that was the travel mode, is what we're in with the turbo. The fighting mode, I don't know. The normal gun handling mode, anyway. And let's go back after this 257. So I'm like, okay, let's get this guy. We pull in front of him just as we do. He ends up getting finished off by the Type 59-2. But this RU ends up driving into a very precarious position. We get one into him, set him on fire, get two in, which I think tracked him there, but he's still burning. He just about survives, though. And we took most of his hit points with literally 2 shots, which is really quite nice. We've got a damaged engine, which doesn't help our mobility problems here. But I'm deciding, you know what, okay, screw it. I'm going to reload. I want to make sure that I'm ready to go against whatever comes and faces us. And I want to be able to have the full clip to have the full damage potential, right? So we managed to repair our engine with the repair kit. And now we're on the move. I'm not going to switch into the turbo mode, because I don't need it to make this short distance jump, hop, and a skip to the Draugen. So what I'm going to do is, now we're reloaded, it's like, hello, Mr. Draugen. Goodbye, Mr. Draugen. We shut down the Draugen. Next target is this light tank. It's like, I'm coming for you, sir. But he ends up getting shut down as well. And just as we're coming up here, we notice this Chimera. Is it on the move? It's like, well, okay, Mr. Chimera, if you say so, I will happily unload my clip in. Fortunately enough, he misses on the move as well. We get another shot into him, which I think tracked him and then damaged his ammo rack, but he repaired it and kept going. But now he's moved into that position over there. I'm not sticking around with that, and I was concerned that possibly they were going to all charge out of the town and straight towards our cap, and I want to try and negate that effect, well, that attack, essentially, because the two ways that they could do this is they could either go up the one line and go defend their own cap, or, like a lot of people will, they'll just charge straight towards our own cap rather than defend theirs. So I've decided, you know what, I'm going to come up here to try and cut them off. Again, I didn't go the turbo because I didn't want to be in too aggressive a position before I was ready. But now we are loaded. We've got 585 hit points, so I know I can take a hit here and there from some of these tanks. And as we're coming out, it's like, well, hello, Mr. Black Prince, let me get a shot into your lower plate. Okay, we hit the track there. But as the SDRVK is crossing, it's like, well, the SDRVK is the more important target. It's the tier 9 heavy tank. We don't want that guy to have hit points. So we pick him as soon as he was crossing instead of the Black Prince. Sure, the Black Prince would have definitely been the easier target, but like I say, the SDRVK was the bigger danger because, you know, he can take off more hit points than the Black Prince can, and we can bounce the Black Prince more reliably than an SDRVK. So now, this is where the tank is absolutely dirty, because we are not out of this fight whatsoever for very long. And unfortunately, the first shot only tracks the Black Prince, second shot goes in, third shot goes in, and unfortunately we couldn't, because that first shot only tracked the Black Prince, we couldn't quite finish him off. And right now we're loading only 2 shells of AP, and I realise, no, I don't want to do that. I need my full damage clip. I need my full potential here. We're at 7.5k damage so far, with 951 assistance. This is less than 5 minutes into the game so far. And I'm thinking, we're losing. It's 7-4 at the minute. 6-4, make that. this is still on a knife edge, and there's a lot to be done. So we load the premium, which means we're never going to struggle to pen people now, which is nice. But we also don't have to only load 2 shells in the clip. The Tiger P is on my mind, but I kind of want to finish off the Black Prince if he's somewhere around here. I didn't see if he actually got finished off or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke up here and see if I can get a shot at this P43 turret. We try and get a shot at his back end, but unfortunately the shot just misses. I'm like, okay, you know what, Tiger P, you can shoot me once if you let me kill you. Fortunately enough, the Tiger P actually ended up missing us, and we got to shut down that guy from our right. And just in the nick of time, we get away from the STRVK as well. And again, this is where this tank is absolutely deadly compared to a lot of the other autoloaders, even at tier 9, because it's almost like the T57 Heavy, right, and just how fast it reloads. They leave me alone for that extra second or two, and I'm ready. It's like, well, hello, Mr. STRVK. Goodbye, sir. Oh, Black Prince, hello. Oh, we missed. Okay, well, don't worry about that. I'll shut you down. Oh, P43 Tur, you're entering the battle now. Well, you know, I don't have to. I won't struggle to pen you, and we shut down him as well. 3 kills in 1 clip, just like that. And so we're reloading. There's 2 tanks left. There's this Astron Rex that's attacking this 1 HP IS, and I'm like, oh god, my IS friend is going to die. And there's a 705. I have no idea where the 705 is, but I need to go help the Astron Rex. So I'm going to come around this side of the rock so I can get a shot at the Astron Rex and keep myself covered from a possible 705 that might come straight through the middle. So as we're trying to angle for the shot at the Astron Rex, thankfully we managed to get the shot in to finish off the guy and save the IS. And then I'm like, right, okay, you know, I've got 3 shells left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and poke up in this middle and see if I can spot him possibly crossing the middle of the open, you know, along the 4-5 line in the middle, or if he's coming out of town. And in fact, just as we do it, it's like, oh god, there he is. Just as I also made the idea of thinking, okay, you know, because this tank reloads so quickly, I want the full clip in case he was really healthy, because I didn't want to have 3 shells and then realise I couldn't kill him with the 3 shells and leave it to a 1 HP IS. So we went for the reload, and thankfully the 705 is very focused on the IS. He fires, and I'm like, oh god, I know I've got you now. Oh, this is potential. And I'll actually look up at the screen as well when I kill him, and I go, wait a minute, that was 10,176 damage. We're just doing 10k damage in a tier 9 heavy, which adds to how nutty this tank is. And we finished with 7 kills, 10,176 damage, 952 assistance, Devastator, High Caliber, Top Gun, Ace Tanker, the Sniper, nearly 2.6k, nearly 2.7k base XP. A really fantastic game for a tier 9 heavy tank. Honestly, this tank is absolutely cracked. It's just the damage potential of this vehicle is insane because it's got great mobility, fantastic gun, and fantastic DPM. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. And 2022 out with a bang. Great success.